everyone, welcome back to another video. It is me, the Review Master 19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of the first ever reviews of this. It's a Chinese game. This is called Eagles over Britain 1940 Battle of Britain. It was either a choice on Christmas Day, but between this or Decision Games, I can't remember. It's a Battle of Britain game. I forgot the name. Please let me know in the comments below. I'm pretty sure I'll remember it soon after. So this is a really cool game because it's based on the Battle of Britain. You can see you've got Heinkel's here and it's made by KV Games. The game was made in 2019. Anyway, let's go. So it's a small game. It's a relatively small box. You've got KV logo there. This is a game that came out in 2019. And of course you can see the components inside. Designed in China, 1 to 2 players, 45 to 120 minutes, and 14 plus. So it's a very fast-paced game. You'll understand why. You've got a few barcodes there, and pretty cool. There is an English translation as well, by Petite War Games, which is a Japanese company, I believe. And hopefully that'll printed out soon and a playthrough. So anyway, the box has some real cool things to it, because on one side of the box you've got this, and what this is this is the German player track. So each one of these, this represents aircraft that are on standby, so ready to sortie. This is aircraft that are being repaired. This is mission complete, and this is defeated, destroyed aircraft. So that's that. So an interesting thing is the game comes with 6 D6 dice. As you can see, they're just standard D6 dice. Very nice. D6 dice. There you go. Nothing new, it's just a D6 dice. The counters are pretty cool. We'll begin with the German aircraft. Actually, we'll begin with the other counters. So you've got this one, and this is the London bombed marker there. So really nice, even for Chinese quality, it's really good. It's red as well. I don't understand why that is. I believe London bombed once and then London bombed twice, so that's pretty cool. And this is a solo game as well. We have these really nice damaged tokens. That's damaged in Chinese. So damaged, it means it's damaged, and then on the other side you flip it over, it's destroyed. Really nice there. We have this counter, which is the round counter. There is 10 rounds in total. Very nice. And we've got the turn marker, of which there are 3 turns per round. And of course it's got the company's production thing there. We also have the weather token. So we've got good, very nice. And then on there you've got bad weather. So that has different attributes as well. We have, I think there's 5 of these. 3, 4, 5. Yep, these are for the 2-player version. These are dummies, and of course these represent aircraft, but they're dummies to confuse the Luftwaffe player. So it's a 2-player game. One of you places Luftwaffe, one of you places the Germans, but it can be soloable as well, as every air game can. So let's have a look at the Luftwaffe counters. So very nice. This is one of the aircraft. It's a 109E, and finally a war game that gets the 109E right. So very nice, yellow nose, red wings. Just look at the detail of this counter, it's beautiful. So if I get my counter, I'll show you how an A unit works. For a fighter, the 3 is the speed it can go, because there's a time track, and we'll see what that means on the mini-map. The 6 is the combat value. So that's quite interesting. Another 109E, except this is different because they have different combat values. So it makes them more diverse. The bombers, we have the Heinkels. We all know what the Heinkel is. It's the Luftwaffe's favourite bomber during the Battle of Britain. Camera focus, thank you. As you can see, it's a Heinkel H. So the bottom number denotes the bombing value. And you add them up, and that's basically tells you how many dice you're going to roll. So say like I had two bombers, I had a Heinkel and a Dornier. You would add these up, so 3 add 2 is 5, 3, 4, no it's not, it's 4, 3, no it is 5, is it? 3, 4, 5, yeah it is. So that means you roll 5 dice, and each 6 is a hit. So that's pretty nice. The bombers do not have return fire or rear gunnery fire. This isn't an advanced Avalon Hill game. This is basically a very fast-paced game. So, very nice. And the 4 is, of course, its cruising speed. That's pretty nice. You've got Heinkel there. We also have the Dornier, which has a light bombing capability there. I love the way they've done the Dornier as well. Like, they've added the, what do you call that? The radio antenna wires for the aircraft. So the speed is 3 and the bomb damage value is 2. That's very nice. You've got the Heinkels, you've got the Dorniers. You do actually have Junkers as well, not Stukas. Stukas were withdrawn from operations during the Battle of Britain, so this basically denotes that. The Junkers 88 is very nice, and it should be a multi-role aircraft because this is a fighter and a bomb, but during the Battle of Britain it's a bomber. So Junkers 88 should be an A, bomb damage is 4, and the bomb value is 4, and the speed is 4 as well. And we then have our final contestant, which is the Bf-110, also known as the 110, or as Hermann Göring called it, his Zerstörer, or the Destroyer in German, that's how they say it. There's only one in this game. The Bf-110, very nice. Ooh, bit of hair there. So very nice counter. It has all the capabilities of a bomber and an aircraft because it's a fighter bomber. One aircraft basically represents a whole squadron of aircraft, so just think of it that way. So it has a bomb depth value of 1, a combat value of 1, and a cruising speed of 4. I'm going to show you the British aircraft now because they're quite awesome. The British aircraft are quite different because you've got your Hurricanes and you've got your Spitfires. But for the first time ever I've seen a game do this is add a very not well known contestant to the Battle of Britain. That's the Boulton Paul Defiant. So this represents the colour D. It represents on the mini-map, for example, every plane counter has its own airfield or marker. And as you can see, when you flip it over, it's destroyed and you can repair them on the mini-map, as we'll see later. So you've got your Hurricane here. This is not your speed, okay? The Luftwaffe have speed, okay? They have a speed value of 4. You do not have speed values, okay? You do not have speed values. This is the combat repair value or your maintenance track. So as you can see on the mini-map, you have a maintenance track going 1 to 6, and this is 5. So if it's destroyed, it gets placed on 5, and yeah, you have to repair it as such. Oh, gosh. So you've got your combat value there, as you can see, and it's the same for every aircraft. So now let's have a look at the mini-map. So the mini-map's quite awesome, but in the game, it tells you to set it up this way, because it's quite easy. So you have all of your different airfields. So you've got all the airfields. You've got this here means standby. This here is your maintenance track. So for example, if I wanted to repair Spitfire I-6, basically what we would do is we would put it on 6, and every turn you would move it left. But there is a cool thing for that. You start off with 7 production points, that's what this is, and you gain production points when you destroy German aircraft, so that will go up, or when you repair a factory or something, you have to spend points. And the pretty cool thing is, so for example, if my Spitfire was here on 6, I could do if I was like 11 points, I could do an emergency repair. So that would cost me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that would give me 5 production points left. You run out of production points, you're pretty much buggered because you'll run out of aircraft. And yes, by the way, you can switch aircraft to different, you can switch aircraft to different airfields and such, so it doesn't have to be like this, but when you start the game, that's of course when you're going to be using that. So that's pretty interesting that you've got a mini-map. And then we've got the main map. So the main map is really interesting because it's very nice. It's hard mounted and it's a very small map. As you can see, I'm going to zoom out so you can see it all. So here is the main map. So as you can see, you've got your very nice map here. It's not big at all. So you've got all these little roundels represent airfields, and of course you're going to be giving aircraft to and from. And this here is a time track, and I love this. This here is a time track, so when you move an aircraft, it's 1, and then if you choose to keep it there, you can move it 2, and so on. And you can of course move your aircraft over. That is if you're playing a 2-player version. If you're playing solo, you just want to keep your aircraft there so you know which ones are which. And of course, if they're destroyed, well, you go to your maintenance mini-map, of course, and you keep track of your airfields there. Ignore the Chinese, this is Chinese, but anyway. So we've got the turn round marker here, which is nice, and this is of course where we're going to be placing our weather. So if it's good weather, the German counters are revealed. So if there was German aircraft here, for example, and it's good weather and we rolled, if it's good weather and the Germans have gone over the coast, so if they've gone over the coast, they're detected by our radar. The game does not have radar, but just pretend it did. The German aircraft are revealed, and the German aircraft can have a maximum of 10 aircraft. So these arrows basically show you where the aircraft goes. So I have a German Luftwaffe raid coming in, okay? So if I had a German Luftwaffe raid coming in, we would go to 1, and then they would go 2, and then they would follow this, so they go 3, and then they'd follow here, and then 4 is the last turn, but they could choose to either bomb a factory. These are irreparable factories. So that's quite difficult. Can't repair them. But they could also choose to bomb airfields as well. And you can do air combat if you manage to intercept them in time. If you're in the same sector, this is called the sector zone. So if you're in the same sector, you can do that. The RAF can also cruise out of the coast as well, which is very interesting. So they can cruise out of the coast as well, and you have a time track. Every turn your aircraft has to move. It can't stay in the same place to basically mean accuracy. You can't have a plane just standing there. London is the main goal for the Luftwaffe, and if ever a Luftwaffe plane gets to the 4 mark, they can of course bomb and so on, and you have your repair things here. There is a turn track, and you basically have 3 turns per round. So you've got round 1, for example. So round 1, the game has 10 rounds. So you've got round 1, and you of course have turn 1. So turn 1, you have all your aircraft, you repair, you launch aircraft, and it's really interesting. Turn 2, you move your aircraft, you know, you start sorting. Turn 3, you do combat. Then you move to turn 2, and so on and so forth until you reach round 10. And when every round you then do the victory administration phase, you see how many repair points you've got, you see how many aircraft are damaged and airfields are damaged, and you see how many Luftwaffe planes you shot down. It's a quite interesting game, and I love the concept. I'm still reading the English rules, but anyway guys, that is the first review. By the way, you've got a compass here to show you the positions. That is the first ever review of Eagles over Britain 1940. If you'd like this game, there are links in the description, and you can scan this QR code. You can scan that, guys, if you want. Use VPN because it's a quite corrupt website. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please take care, and I shall see you in the skies.